Want to keep up to date with all things tech? Of course you do! Make sure you hit subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. Good evening to you, I hope you're well. Of course it is Saturday, it's after 9 o'clock, and of course this is MMBTechTv, where we like to help you find affordable products faster. So a huge good evening to you. Now if you are joining us and you're here in the chat, and if you can hear us alright, I've tested a few new things in this episode today. So if you can hear me alright, you can see me alright, let us know in those comments box below as well. If you're with us, come and say hello, come and tell us where you are, because of course we've not been here for a while. It's been manic, it's been a little bit crazy to say the least, but I'll tell you all about that a little bit later on. So just let us know how we're getting on, how it sounds, how it looks and how it feels and stuff. So I'm getting a 1 or 2 warnings off YouTube, but I'll take your opinion over that one. So good evening to you. Of course, it is Saturday, the 14th of November, and still here in the UK, it's been manic. It's been absolutely crazy. So for those of you that don't know, in the UK we've gone into a second, what we're calling lockdown number 2. So we've gone back into that, which is another reason why we've not done the show, because it's hindered us slightly in terms of travelling's only necessary at the minute. So we've done this and I thought this is necessary. We've not done this for a few weeks. I've not seen you guys either. So, and of course, we picked a subject that you, the audience, decided on as well, which you'll probably see in the title. But before we go on, of course, in the chat we do have one of our moderators, that's Gary. So if I miss a question or if I don't see something, he'll let me know. But of course, let's jump in to that chat and see exactly who is in the chat itself. Let's have a little look. So Victor, good evening to you, Victor. Hope you're well. Good to see you. Always in and chatting with us, so it's always good. A massive good evening to you. Gary, of course, mentioned earlier, Gary's one of our moderators, so good evening to you, Gary. I hope you're well. And of course, if you are joining us, jump in, come and jump in the chat as well, because it's always good, especially when we meet new people as well. It's always good to see us. Now, I know usually there's a few of our viewers that are based over in the United States, and they tend to catch us at the latter part of our show. So hopefully they can join us when they can a little bit later on. So if you're with us, get your comments in the chat box, get them in there. So how has it all been with you? What's new? What's going on? That's what I want to know. I know there's only a few of us at the moment, so let's get that conversation going. Tell us what's brand new with you, what's been happening. How's lockdown where you are? Have you gone back into a lockdown, or has life resumed back to some sort of normality? Let us know in those comments box below. So but of course, another reason why we've not been doing it, because for those of you that know and talk to us quite regularly through our other social media platforms, that I work full time now, and I'm also still doing a lot of freelance stuff. So because of the UK's gone back into lockdown, people are demanding more video content and video creators and stuff. So my freelance business has started to expand slightly, and it's keeping me out of trouble. It's keeping me busy, to say the least. So there's been plenty of that going on as well. So that's another reason why it's not really been here, but we're getting there. It's, you know, we're all getting there, aren't we? But let's just keep plodding on with it all, because there's nothing we can do about it, is there? But in today's show, of course, this show is designed with you in mind, and of course, you decide all the content. You decide what happens. Your input is massive, and you don't realise sometimes the comments that you may make in one of our social media posts or through the live chat on here. Your comments mean everything, so we do read them, and they can dictate how the show will turn out or what content is being produced and stuff. And the way you can get in touch with the show is just like this. Want to have your say on the show? Well, now you can. You can send your questions and comments in the live chat box and be part of the live community. You can email your questions into us at info@mmbtechtv.co.uk. You can visit the website mmbtechtv.co.uk and submit your questions there, or contact us through any of our social media platforms. So, what are you waiting for? Have your say. So, indeed, have your say. So the show is all about you. So get involved, get involved. So before we go on into today's subject, which of course is we're looking at, it was actually suggested by Gary Middlebrook, who's in the chat with us at the minute, that we want to look at some of the 5 of the cheap drones, really, because as we know, I've tried to drone, especially being a freelancer, the drone shots you can get are phenomenal. I've tried to pilot a few, but I'm too scared to break anything. That's the problem, because a lot of them, like the DJI Mavic, the DJI Pros, the DJI Mavic Mini, they're really expensive for someone who's just normal, not someone who's got a massive wage and all that sort of stuff. It's just we're normal people. So really, this £300, £400 price mark for me is too expensive. So what we did was we scaled it back and made it more a bit realistic. So I've managed to get a few down to what I think might be reasonable. But of course, your opinion, you can always tell us in the chat. So speaking about the chat, let's jump in and see what you guys are saying at the minute. Let's have a little look. Let's see. Let's have a look. Ruby, I mean, a very random comment, potato, but good evening to you. Hope you're well. So let's have a look. So Tal, the situation is pretty bad here in Israel. Hopefully things can get better. That's what we're hoping for, because as you may have seen in the press, that I know the medical company, is it Cypher? Is that how you pronounce it? Cypher? Anyway, they've managed to miracle some vaccine up. So I mean, I've got a whole opinion about the whole vaccine thing anyway, which I'm not going to touch on this one because you'll be here forever. But, you know, hopefully things will start to look up. So, Victor, you're saying here in Panama, things are almost back to normal, but positive cases have increased since last week, so hopefully don't get locked down again. It's great news to hear when things start to return to some sort of normality. I think our normal before March is gone. I think now, I think we will adapt and change. I think we'll adapt and change to a different sort of normal. But anyway, that's for another show. That's for another show. So let's have a look. Tal, so you've been here in Israel, just don't listen to the government instructions, being selfish and throwing parties. Here in Britain, there are endless people that are just flaunting the rules and all that sort. You know, there's marches and all that sort of stuff, and so you can see where sometimes people are not helping themselves, but I think it depends. If you're within your own little bubble, for example, me, my wife, my kids, there's a small clique of us that don't see anyone else apart from us, so we kind of feel generally safe because we don't see anybody else. It might be like that where you are. But anyway, before we get into all the politics and stuff, the only politics I want to talk about is drones, and of course that is what we're talking about in today's show. So as mentioned earlier, I've chosen 5 of what I think are pretty decent. They're all right for a budget sort of cost. And again, let us know. All these are available on Amazon. I've tried to keep it really simple without confusing different websites everywhere, but they are all on Amazon, and links will be in there after the show. So things were a bit tight from planning the show to turning around and getting here. So once the show's done, I'll pop them in there, so go and have a look. And there will also be a blog post over on the website as well, because if you haven't been there, why not head over to the website. If you've not been before, it's just MMBTechTv.co.uk. I'll show you what it looks like now. So you can just head over to the website. The blogs are starting back up again now, so as you head over to the top, you just click blog, and there's a few that we've done there. So we're going to put all of these into some sort of blog formation as well and put them within there. So go and check them out. So anyway, starting with our first one. Now, as we do move on, please let us know in the comments what you think about it, what you feel about it. And let us know if you've possibly even had any experiences with these sort of drones in the past before. So the first one is the Ryze Tello, I can't even pronounce it. It's the Tello Ryze mini drone. So it's ideal for kind of, I would say all these are ideal for new starters like myself. I consider myself a massive new starter in this sort of thing. And let's go through some of them. Now, you can see in terms of the build quality, does it look all right? And this is where sometimes these kind of pictures, you just don't know, do you? You just don't know if they're going to be any good or not. So camera-wise, the camera that comes out of it is 720p. Flight time out of this one, you only get 5 minutes. Now, that's because the size, and they have to keep it light. So you only generally find that you only get about 5 to 10 minutes flight time out of the drones anyway. Size-wise, it's 3.9 by 3.6 by 1.6 inches and weighs 3.2 grams. So it's a tiny little thing. I don't know if you can see there, camera based at the front, 4 props, bit of space for landing as well. Should we have a look at the little video? So drone shots, if you've ever had experiences with them, I've got a friend who's a professional drone flyer, that's his job, as part of being a videographer and stuff, and the shots that you can get out of it are brilliant, and if you can pay a small cost, while I would see that as your training and getting used to it, then brilliant, why not get one? You know, absolutely. I know in the UK, to fly certain ones you need a drone license, but for us, it's only £9 a year, I think, and once you do an online test and it's done, it's as easy as that. So, and this is where they're getting really, really affordable now as well. So the kind of pros with this one, 720p camera, it can be programmed to do various different bits and bobs. It's apparently, I've never seen these or tested them, so please let me give you that. I'm just reading through stuff that I've seen. It's well built, but it doesn't come with a remote. I think it uses an app to do it, whereas I personally prefer to have a proper remote with it to feel like you're flying it. So you can pick this up. I think it was on Amazon for, let's have a little look. So this one, UK pounds, so including VAT, if you want to go that way, is £84.97. £84.97. You probably can get even cheaper ones on things like Wish, but if you can find, like for example these, and then go put the title of this one into Wish, you'll probably get the next best thing, is what my suggestion would be. So looking at some of the other benefits of it, so now this is where it's contradicting itself, because it's saying on here this one's a 13-minute flight time, which is a bit better than what I've read on previous other stuff. So you can program it, you can learn the basics of programming while having fun, and then within the box, it's pretty much box standard. You get your aircraft, your propellers, propeller guards, and battery, and a USB cable. So pretty bog standard, but you want it to do what you want it to do. So it doesn't look too bad. I personally think, for the price, would you pay that? You know, is that something that you guys would pay for? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. I'm what they call here in the UK a bit tight-fisted, which means I don't like spending money where I don't need to. So for me, I'd probably like it a bit cheaper, but you never know. You never know. So that was number 1 on our list. As we moved on to number 2, which is, you can see that a lot of them, they all do share very, very similar characteristics about how the general look and feel of them. It's just, I've based a lot of these on reviews, cost, and what you can kind of do with it. So they're all, you'll find they're all very, very similar. This next one then is the DBPOWER drone. DBPOWER drone. So again, the footage that you're getting out of it is 720p. Not the best. Again, for 1080p, you are going to have to pay more, because it's a better camera, isn't it? You are going to pay slightly more. But with this, 2 batteries included. We'll jump into the flight time in a second, because I'm not quite sure, I can't remember. But apparently this is quite large in comparison to some of the minis. Now I know you can get ones that are virtually the size of your hand now, whereas this one's a bit bigger. So let's jump into it and have a good look. So as you can see, it looks like it's got a really good strong build. That's 720p camera, and this one then you would view the footage through your smartphone, but then at least with a transmitter or a remote you can control the drone that way, which I personally think is a lot better. I prefer to actually have something physical. I think because the ones I've tried to fly, I use the app where you tilt your phone, and then if you tilt your phone it tilts the drone, whereas I prefer an actual flying one. If you've ever flew a drone before, let us know in the comments as well, and tell us your experiences of them, which one you've chosen, which one you went for, and so on. So let's go deeper into it. So about this, so apparently great for beginners and professionals. There you go. That's a title for you. An outdoor use with 360 looping, 4-channel, all direction, up, down, back, front, left to right. So sounds really good. You can do all those great movements with it, especially when you get some really good shots. FPV real-time signal transmission drone. So it's a 0.3 megapixel camera, and that's the problem with drone cameras. I just don't think when you're within a certain price point, I think the camera suffers. So it depends if you're flying it just to practice or just to start out, brilliant. But if you're looking at then using it in a professional manner, is it going to be an issue in terms of the footage? But that's something you take the risk with. So you install the app on your smartphone, and then you can use the controller from there. Honestly, I think it looks all right. I'm not too, you know, I'm a bit. I think it's because I've been sold into buying. So sorry. I've been sold into buying the bigger end stuff, because that's all you tend to see, is that people buy like the Mavericks and all the DJI stuff, all the big stuff, when it's not necessarily important. But this one looks great. It seems to do a lot of the stuff that you would necessarily want it to do. Plus, as mentioned earlier, you have the remote control that comes with it as well. So, and again, a lot of these will go down to preference. If you want one that can be able to scale down, transport it and take it around, or if you're not bothered by having a big solid sort of drone, whereas this one looks quite solid in comparison to the first one that we saw. But again, it all goes down to preference and your wallet as well. So it all depends on there. So yeah, it doesn't look too bad, I don't think. I don't think it looks too bad, but that's one at number 2, and this one, let's have a little look, even better. So you can buy this used, which is the only stock that they have at the moment, at £32.07. So you, again, what a great starting mark that you've got. I mean, that might be even call for, if you don't want to buy some of these cheaper ones like that, you could stretch out and go over to the second-hand side, because you can get a lot of good stuff second-hand. Prime example of that is my watch. I got this from a store in the UK called CEX, which is all second-hand stuff. £70. So you get a lot of good stuff second-hand. So it might even be worth you jumping over that way and seeing what you can get for it, instead of paying £300-400 for a really, you know, really brand new, big popular sort of drone. You might even be able to pay half of that, so it might be even worth having a look into. So let's jump back in. Let's see if anyone else is in the comments, by the way, whilst we have a look. So 21:30 UK time there, Gary. Oh well, yeah, 21:35 now, 21:35. So Tiago, is that how I pronounced it? Tiago, good evening to you. Welcome into the show. Hope you're well. So it's nice to see we're still all in the chat there. We're still all in the chat, which is great. So far, you know, oh, what brand is the watch? You're asking, Victor. Oh, sorry, it's a Samsung Active Watch 1. Reason for that, I wanted to get the Samsung Active Watch 2, but then I realised this Active Watch 1 got the updates from the Active 2, which is the touch bezel and all that sort of stuff. And it doesn't have a speaker. Now, I don't take calls on my watch. I don't listen to music on it. It does have a microphone, so you can dictate into it to do stuff, but that's about it. So I thought for £70, and it was virtually brand new. So that's where I picked mine up from. I did a video about it, actually. I will drop it somewhere within the video, or if this is being played back, I'll drop it in the card that's at the top. So look out for it. So that was our second drone that was in there, still within a decent price range, but our third one that made the list, this took a lot of these have took some late night hunting, because a lot of these are predominantly the same, but they're just manufactured to a different brand name, like a lot of stuff. But this one, oh no, it's currently unavailable. It was available today, but it's not anymore. So this one is the Holy Stone HS160 Shadow drone. Again, long title, but you'll see there's a bit of a general pattern that they all tend to offer the same. So again, it's a 720p camera. It folds down like the Mavic Minis. It comes with 2 batteries. And apparently, according to some of the reviews, it's a bit of a slow flyer. So it depends if you want to whiz really quick and do some decent flips and shots and stuff. This might not be for you. But let's have a little look at it. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, you can probably tell by the build quality actually when you look at it. You know, when you know yourself when you look at certain products and you go, that looks cheap. And I think that's the sort of impression I'm getting from this one. So you can see it looks kind of, it's that hard sort of style plastic, which may be great for flying, bumps and knocks, all that sort of stuff. But at least with this, you get the joystick with it, dock your phone in. A lot of these are the same sort of thing where you'll get a supporting app, but at least you can click it into there and still fly using the Bluetooth remote. Let's go into, apparently, this is what some of the shots that are coming out of it. So 720p, I mean, take that with a pinch of salt. I think I would say take that with a pinch of salt. Foldable and portable, which we mentioned before. So apparently it's got a lot of these, they call them accurate holds. So you know when a drone takes off, instead of it being like this and all over the place, moving with the wind and other sort of outside issues that you get, it will hold steady, which is a nice feature. Let's look at some of the facts on it though. So this foldable structure, foldable and flexible blades, makes the drone portable and small, clever folding design, and provides a better and safer flight experience. So the camera, as mentioned earlier, 720p HD. Can you call 720p HD? I don't know. Good for taking aerial photos, images, videos, and be stored in both the app and the mobile system. So you get 2 batteries, 500 milliamp hours in total, so that included for both of the batteries there. And you get 1 key start landing, altitude hold, can't even say it, altitude hold, 4-speed adjustable, and allows players of any level, apparently from beginners, intermediate, and experts to fly a drone easily. I mean, I'm going to try again to try and fly a drone. I am going to give it another go because I think it's only fair if you do. But a lot of these offer the sort of same thing as we mentioned earlier, that 720p. They either look really sturdy as a fold up like this, or they look really cheap. So it's that sort of borderline where we're at the minute, of where it's a personal preference sort of thing. But you can see this is generally the way they're going. It is trying to mimic the DJI Mavic Mini, and I just think the shots are probably, they're just not good enough. I mean, what do you think? Would you, if you've flown a drone before, let us know which one you've flown and what the kind of the shots that you got from it, because it'd be really interesting to find out. Sorry, I'm really thirsty, so it's really hot in here. The heating was left on, so all the radiators are boiling, and as well as the studio lights, so it's drying me throat out. Sorry. So you can see where it looks virtually identical, doesn't it? But at a cost. Now, when I did look at this earlier, before it went unavailable, I think it was around about £70. It was between the £60 to £70 mark on Amazon. So again, it's still within that sort of price point. But it's got all the same features, and it's got 4-star reviews on Amazon. So interesting to think what you guys would think about it. What do you guys think? Let me jump back into the comments and have a look. So Victor, you're saying the DJI looks a little bit better. You agree with them? That's what I mean. Gary's saying nice price. That's the sort of, that's what I mean. The price points are, they're there, they're at the right thing, but I think it's finding out if you're going to suffer and do it. Now, out of the 5 tonight in the show, you guys are going to decide which one we should buy and review for the show. So make sure you stick around for that as well. And if I haven't mentioned, the competition as well that we were running on our website, we're announcing the winner for that tonight as well. So make sure you stick around. Tal, so one of the most disappointing things about cheap drones is the controller is light and it has a cheap feel. You're right. It's the light toys. You don't get. For example, you hold an Xbox controller, you feel the heft, or a PlayStation controller, and you feel the weight, and you know straight away. It's the same when you hold a mobile phone. They feel premium. You feel that weight. So, and it's the same thing that they get with it. They're just really cheap and they break quite easily as well. So are you going to make a review of the new IWO W56, the IWO 13? So to answer your question there, I do talk to a company in China every now and then who on the show I did reviews of the IWO 8, 9 and 10 and 11 I think. And I bought the first 2, and then I asked them, can we have sample copies? So what they did is they knock it down by 50%. So we bought them then. And I am going to go back to them and ask if we can trial the new one, because on our show we do, you've probably seen it if you watch our show quite a bit, is that we do a lot of clone stuff anyway. So we are planning on getting it back in and doing another review of a different one. So we are working on it, my friend. We are working on it. So Gary, you're saying, so would it be okay for cinematics if it's slow and like the fold away and compact? Do you know, that's the problem. Because it's 720p, would it be an issue when you slow stuff down anyway? Your frame rate needs to be higher, you know, because otherwise you get this sort of jumping effect that happens. So it would be interesting, and usually I could probably hazard a guess, if you was to fly one of them with a 720p and then slow it right down, the shots would be awful. It needs to be your higher sort of 1080p 60 frames in order to get a really, really good shot. But you'll have to, a lot of them, I mean, this is one thing that I do quite a lot, is that you buy something, try it, send it back if you're not happy with it. You know, look at the world we're in now, you can get it up, you know, sent to your house, send it back if you're not happy with it, give it a try. So Victor, it's important that any drone buyer should look at the laws regarding them. There are altitude regulations and ban zones in each country, like close to airports, planes and helicopter paths. You are correct, my friend Victor, and I'm going to let you into a little bit of a secret. Before, when I met my wife, she was cabin crew for an airline, and I used to work for the same tour operator. And when I came back to the UK from living overseas, I worked at Gatwick Airport and at Manchester Airport as a dispatcher and then in control. And you have to have, there are no fly zones, there are restrictions everywhere, so you do need to visit, in England it's the CAA, the Civil Aviation Authority. Go on there, they'll tell you all the regulations there, and that's when you do your drone stuff as well. You do your flying stuff on there, which is only £9 in England. I don't know where it is where you are, but good point. Good point there, Victor. Well done. So Tal, you can't fly your drone above a military base too. No, I don't. I think if you did, I don't think it'd last long, would it? It'd just be like shoot it out the sky. Yeah, I do want to get one, but we will see. So that was number 3 in our list. So let's move on to number 4. Let's move on to number 4 in our list. So we're sticking with the same brand as the Holy Stone again, but this one is the Holy Stone HS200. Again, this is showing currently not available. It was available today when I was just finalising a lot of stuff, but you can see, instead of, this is the opposite end of what I was saying before. So instead of that foldable away stuff, this is that solid state sort of like built stuff. But again, so that's that hard sort of casing, no foldable, so you'd have to put it in its box to transport it around, or in a bag or a flight case, that sort of thing. But then of course you get what looks like a very, very cheap controller. God, that looks like a toy. With this one, 720p video. I wouldn't say fun design, it's just it looks just absolutely normal, but apparently it's got a short battery life, which with them being cheap as well, yeah, I think you should expect it. I think that's something that you should be expecting. Let's jump in now. The flight time, only 5 minutes flying time you get with this one. Size wise, it's 12.6 by 12.6 by 2.6 inches, so a bit of a size. So you get, there's a lot of features that you can see. There's a bit of a running theme throughout it, so you get like this one call back, you know, easy landing, takeoff. Let's jump into it and see about it. So so you get first person view, 720p. It's a 2 megapixel camera, so it's 1280 by 720 to enable you to take aerial videos and photos with the iPhone and Android device. So like a lot of them, you'll have the app on your phone, and then your drone will have to pair with your phone. Your phone creates a Wi-Fi signal, and then they pair up that way. And then you obviously, of course, Bluetooth then your controller to your phone. So control the drone with a smartphone in the app to activate multiple functions such as gravity sensor mode, which allows the user to control the flight by holding and moving the smartphone accordingly, operate the camera functions and flight on the app interface. So a lot of it, the same stuff, 2.4 gigahertz channel, it's got gyro technology on board, which makes it, there's several models. You can fly several models at the same time without them all interfering with each other. A multi-axis gyro offers extra stability and easily handling and 360 flips. So again, you'll notice there is a bit of there's a bit of a pattern that flows with it, that you can see that they're all the same. So within the box, the big controller, all the other additional bits. By the looks of it, it looks like you get a clamp there to clamp a GoPro onto, if you wanted to, I think. Oh no, sorry, that's your smartphone grip. Sorry, my apologies. And then the actual drone itself. So when I was checking earlier on, this retailed on Amazon for 84. I think it was 84.99. 84.99. Yeah, would you pay that though? 84.99. Would you? So far, I'm actually really happy with. If I was to choose between the solid sort of hard built one or the sort of the mini sort of ones, it would be the mini that I would choose over that, I think. What would you kind of go for? Would you have the mini one, or would you go for the big thing? You know, the big thing. Let me know. So again, I'm loving the chat in the comments tonight, by the way. I'm absolutely loving it. Let's jump in. So where did I get off before? There is a clone of one of the DJI drones you could buy if it'd be any good. I am going to do some research actually and see if there's a absolute clone of the Maverick Mini and have a look, because that'd be really interesting to sort of get out and about, especially now at the time of year where here we're turning into winter, and I'm just thinking of cinematic shots and stuff. It'd be really good. So Gary, so for me a drone would need to be compact and a good flight time and relatively good camera. There, I have to agree with you. Now, for those of you that haven't or don't know, Gary, I don't know if you've picked up on it yet, or because of restrictions in the UK, you can't really do it. But Gary has his own YouTube channel where he goes out and unearths abandoned buildings and kind of goes into the history of it. So for Gary, a drone for you, kind of for your B-roll footage, would be brilliant. And those 3 key points are vital. But I think this is where then once you have them, that's where the price gets more expensive. So I've generally found through the research I've done here is that you get about 10 minutes flying time, 10 to 12 minutes, I'd say 15 at max. Cameras, I think once you're under a certain price point, they're all 720p. Once you step over to 1080, that's when you're into like the £200 even further price mark. I may be wrong, but through the research I've done, that's what I've managed to find out. And it's the camera footage which is the winner, because that's why you're flying it. Unless you're a drone flyer and that's your hobby, brilliant, it's a different sort of setup. But if you're doing it to fly for imagery, yeah, it's a completely different game. The camera completely takes over, because that's where, especially with drone footage, you need it stabilised because it needs to be stable. Unless you can try and do it in post-production, and you need the higher frame rate so you can slow it down. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, these are some of the things that perhaps if you're just starting out, some of these drones might be they might be a bit better. They might be a bit better for you. So the last one in my list, where is it? There it is. Is this little beauty here. So it's the Snaptane. Is that how you pronounce it? Snaptane. Foldable FPV Wi-Fi drone. So 120 wide angle, 720p HD camera. 3D flights, headless mode, 1 key return, 2 modular batteries, app control. Apparently it's got all bells and whistles there. So this one retails just under 60 USD. So if it's coming to us in the UK here, it's an additional $25. So for us, it'd pay for about £60 to get it over here. So it's 720p, folding design, and I think from what I've read in previous sort of blogs and stuff, is that it's got the video quality is not that great and the flight time's not special either, which is a real disappointment. So let's have a bit of a close-up and have a look. So as you can see, it's got that sort of very typical sort of design that we've seen of late or throughout tonight's show, is that you've got the very sort of Maverick Mini design, even from where you can even see from where it's been folding up. They're trying to go for that design as well, so that's there. You get the remote as well, which the controller looks a little bit better than the other ones we've seen so far. You can see by the design there, so even in terms of the size, once it's compacted in, is 135 millimeters by 130 by 60. So again, it does chunk out that way a bit once the blades are folded in. But overall, that looks really, really compact. So it's got smart voice control, but again, that'll be doing it through the app, which a lot of the drone stuff now is all through an app anyway, and then it's just backed up depending on how you want to fly by using the remote. Let's go through them. Let's go through some of the features of it, and let's have a little look. So, foldable and easy to carry, we've seen that already. It does, for me, that does look like the better one so far, actually. HD pictures and videos, FPV function, so 120 degree wide angle, 720p HD camera, including adjustable angle, which captures high quality video and clear aerial photos. This is where I really want to test. I think this might be the one I want to test. The Wi-Fi real-time transmission FPV system can connect to your phone by the drone. As mentioned earlier, it creates its own Wi-Fi signal, and that's how they talk to each other. So it's got intelligent voice control, so you can control your drone hands-free with simple voice commands like takeoff, landing, left, right, forward, backwards. An apparent appealing flyby trajectory, so you can draw a path in your app interface and the drone will fly a path accordingly, which this, I don't know, you might agree with me, but this sounds like the better one at the minute. This is already winning me over a little bit. And it's got multiple flight modes and double flight time, altitude hold mode, gravity sensor, 360 flips and rolls, headless mode, 1 key start, landing return, emergency stop, and three speed modes, 2 modular batteries, and can support longer flight time for you and your family, which makes life more exciting and interesting. Wow, that's some marketing right there, isn't it? Let's have a look at it. Let's see how she looks. So far, this does look like the better one. What do you make of it? I mean, again, of course, ignore the video, because the video now is marketed up, isn't it, to make it look absolutely amazing. But I do like the voice control. I think that's a great win. I've never, have you seen that on a drone before? I haven't. I do like the especially in the price point, I do like the fact that you can draw a path and it will follow that way, you know, especially if you're doing running blogs, you know, bloggy sort of shots. And a few of the other features. So I think mainly for me it's the price. The price is winning me over so far. So what do you guys make of it? They were the 5 in the list, but which ones did you like best? Which is what I want to know. Which ones did you like best? Because of course, then we can look at getting one and bringing it into the show and doing some tests and stuff and do some test shots. All that sort of good stuff. So let us know in the comments what you think is the best one. Me personally, so either 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. I'll quickly show you what they are. Let me go back to my little screen there. There we go. So this was the first one, which was this tiny little thing, which was the DJI, can we even call it DJI? Tello Ryze, so mini. That was number 1. This was number 2. This was my least favourite out of all of them. So, and this was number 3, which looks really cheap, doesn't it? That looks really cheap. That was number 3. This one was number 4, not my favourite. And finally, let's come off that. And that was number 5. So let me know in the comments which one you think is the better one. Let me know in the comments below. It'd be really, really interesting. So actually, speaking about the comments, I'm going to jump in and have a little look. So looks the biz, but then you can let down by the usual cons and it could be completely wrong. Does look good, but be interesting to actually see some actual footage. It would be. Should we see? So Victor liked the first one. Tal number 2 looks so cheap. It does, doesn't it? It looks really, really cheap, really cheap. And you Tal liked the first one too. So let me go back in. Let's have a look at the first one. So let's have a look. So you like this one? Should we see if we can get some test footage, shall we? Let's have a look. Oh, let's do this. Let's do it live. Why not? So because I'm going to be playing video on video, it might affect the quality of the stream slightly. Let's have a look. Purposes, so we have to give credit where credit's due. You can see it's going to struggle with the video, I think it's going to struggle trying to load it up. Oh no, it's going to, I think it may struggle pulling it through. So we're going to abandon it. Because it's going to affect the stream. So we'll come out of that. I'm sorry, Gary. I'm sorry. But we will try and get some of the footage out and stuff like that, because I think it was going to take too long. And it's the studio where we are. We all we share the internet around here, so it's not, we don't have a dedicated one in this room. So I imagine it'll just pull on the demand for that a little bit, but we will try and get some, and I'll try and put some on social media as well. If you haven't already, join us on our Discord as well, because that's where some of the chat is heading over to. I'll put links in there straight after the show and put them in there on how you can join us, so get involved. So that's not the end of the show yet. Oh no, we're in a bit of a treat for you, because for those of you that know or have you've been a fan of the show for quite a while, you will know that we do have regular competitions. I would say usually we do them every kind of 1,000 milestone, and I've just realised that's wrong. I've still not updated that at all. That needs updating, because we are so close to our next sort of figure. So to celebrate that, what we did was we did a review of the let me find it. So we did a review of something called the E-Watch, which was a watch that's been done by foreverstore.co, where we was offering it for free because we've reached 6,000 subscribers. However, now I think we're about 50 away from 7,000, which, thank you very much, by the way, if you're watching it and you share the content out and all that sort of stuff, so massive thank you. It was completely free. No, there was nothing tied to it. You didn't have to subscribe to anything. All you had to do was tell us your name, your email address, and the reason why. The reason why we asked that is because I'm nosy and I wanted to kind of see. But the winner is being chosen at random tonight, which I'm going to explain everything in just a second. So, oh, hello. Oh, I'm losing stuff now. Stuff's dropping out of my pockets. So we are going to be giving it away. Now, everyone is aware that the watch is a review unit, so it may, it's been handled by myself, it's had tests done on it, all that sort of stuff. So because it's not coming from the manufacturer, it's coming from me, so before we actually send it, well, of course, we will we'll sanitize it, we'll do, we'll clean it up and stuff like that and make it safe for travel before we do. Now, as mentioned, you went on the website, you filled the form in, that came back, and then what we do is we've stored it all on I use OneNote loads. If you ever use OneNote, use it, love it, it's the best thing in the world. And it's on there, and there were, I think altogether, there were 36 entries. Now, I can show you a portion of the details, but because of data protection, I can't reveal email addresses or full names. So I'm going to try and show you where the information is, but then try and cover up names on that sort of sense. So let's get on with it then, and let's give it away. So I've got my other camera. This is really hard to do, by the way. So I've got my handycam. It's not a handycam, it's my iPhone. So I've got my camera just down here. So this is going to be the one that's going to be having a look at the screen. So just to prove, let's have a look. Where has it gone? Close-up cam, there it is. So this is my close-up camera here. And let me go into my phone. 1 second. So, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to try and cover up names and stuff. But these are all the entries that that entered into the competition, and their reasons as well for, because if they want to win it. So I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and the last one, if I can try and cover it up somehow, is the last number is 37. So it's 37 is the last number. So because we use modern technology and everything, I'm just going to use a random sort of number generator on Google. So if I change to this one, transition, I'm sure we've all seen this number generator before, haven't we? I'm sure we have. So good luck. Good luck to you if you've entered. Thank you for sharing, thank you for, you know, being really supportive. And of course, if you don't win this time, there is plenty of competitions coming up all the time. There are loads that we're doing, so please stay with us. Thank you very much. So in here, so I've got it's going from minimum, from entry number 1 up to entry number 37, and the result is it's number 3. So I don't know if you can see there, number 3 is the winner. So if I go down to me app, where's number 3? Okay, so let's go up to close-up cam, and so let me try and cover all these other ones up. Hold on a minute. So I don't know if you see, there's number 3. Oops, daisy. Oh no, I'm just making a pig's ear out of it now. So the winner is it is Jennifer. So oh, this is actually really nice. So Jennifer was number 3. Well done to you. You'll be contacted as the winner once the show's done. Competition entries, they have 48 hours to reply. If they don't answer within the 48 hours, then the draw is done again for somebody else to win. But I'll keep you updated on social media for that. So Jennifer's put in the reasons why she should win. I'm a nurse and I've always wanted an iPhone but can't afford it. I think this watch would be quite an essential to my life. Oh, bless you. Well, Jennifer, congratulations to you. Well done to you. You are the winner, and I will be in touch after today's show. So well done to you. Well done. Now, if you are in the live stream there, give her a big clap. I mean, I don't have a sound effects board. Otherwise, I would have done like a sort of thing. But well done to Jennifer. Well done to you. I will be in touch after the show. Well done. And of course, if you didn't win, don't worry. We've got loads of competitions coming up as well, so don't worry about it. So what else is coming up in the next few weeks? We have still got plenty. We have still got plenty of content coming your way. I'm sorry, it's so hot. We've got, if you've ever heard of the brand Comica, we have done a few of their mics before. They're mainly an audio sort of specialist. They've been in touch and they want to send us their new Comica wireless microphone system. So, like I've got the Rode little clip-on mics here, the wireless ones. This is their equivalent of it, which will be quite interesting because, of course, these are generally quite expensive. So it'd be good to see if they're on par with that as well. We're going to decide in a minute in the live chat as well which drone that we're going to get and bring into the show. So we're going to do that in a second, so get thinking. So remember, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Let me know which one you want us to review on the show. And of course, we got asked to look into VR headsets. Now, I'm not... I don't know much about VR headsets, don't really know. But, however, we got contacted by a company who sent us this. This came in the post today, and it is for... Dun, dun, dun. Oh my God, let's get it out of the box. I can't even get it out. Here we go. And it's for this, the Hero Mask Pro. So it's not a built-in system. You have to use your phone for it. But what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd take it out and have a little look. That's if you want to. So let's jump in and have a little look. Now I've got some VR headsets. I don't know if you can see. I've got one there. I've got another one at home. This one here has actually got a computer built into it, so it's like an Android sort of device, whereas that's quite heavy on your face. It's got a bit of a weight to the top of it, which is a bit rough. But what I thought I'd do is get close-up cam and sort of go through it. Should we have a look? Let's jump in and have a little look. So let's move. Let's have a little look. Oh, actually, I've just got to say, Tal, you're off. I'll see you soon. Thanks for coming in. and I'll see you next time. Thanks for jumping in. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Let's jump in then and have a look at the headset itself. So let's jump into close-up cam. So here it is. This is the Hero Mask Pro. Now, what they market this out generally as a educational sort of learning device, where that's what they want to home in on, is educational stuff instead of it just being games. They want actually kids to have fun and learn at the same time, which is a really cool sort of feature, really. So you can see kind of the box wise stipulates everything there. It's got a bit of a familiarity to it, don't you think, to some other VR headsets that we may have seen in the past. But let's jump in and have a little look. So let's open the box. What do we get? Read guides. Customer service numbers. I personally love it when companies give out numbers. I think that's a big sort of, they're saying that we're really, really trusting it. You know, we're a really good company. You can contact us. So, which is, I don't know, I quite like it. Jumping in, what do we get? Let's have a look. So you get, of course, your usual sort of paperwork thrown in there. Oh, love a free little clean cloth. The mask. Oh, and there's, well, nothing else in the box. That's empty. Let's get rid of that. And then you've got the actual thing itself. So, ta-da! Woo! Look at that. That's actually really, really light. Oh my god. I think I quite like it. I think I quite like that. That's really, really good. So you've got the actual mask itself, and then what you do is you press down here, and then that, I don't know if you can see it there, but that's where you would dock your phone into, through the lens, and then you pop it on there. So you can see it's got cushion support, which will be interesting to see. Now, it does it. I don't know, you guys in the chat might be able to answer this question actually. It looks really familiar. It looks like a, what was the name of it? My mind's gone now, but it looks really, really familiar to a particular brand. But I can't really remember. Comfort-wise though, let's have a look. Let's see if, so it's got the elasticated straps on it. Oh my God. I mean, again, look at that. I mean, that, if you're gonna go for a look, that's the look you want to go for. Woo. So it feels really comfortable, whereas actually that one up there, because of the weight that it's got at the front, it really hurts your nose. It really hurts you. You find after using it for half an hour, it bruises your nose like no end, whereas this actually feels really, really comfortable. Let's dig out the manual and let's have a look, because I know there's an app that you need to buy in order to use it. So, so it's the kind of, it's like the, you know, the cardboard ones that you used to be able to get. I think Google did a range of them, like cardboard ones, where you just put your phone at the front. It's that sort of theory. These retail at £30. I think it was like $27.99 or something like that. That's what they retail at. So it's a real, it's in my sort of price point and what we do on the show, you know, keeping things affordable, which is really, really good. So it says here, it says if we prefer, search on your online store for words such as VR, virtual reality, cardboard. If you perform this search in games section, the results will appear to the related exclusive games. Right, yeah. So the symbol you want to be looking for when you use it, can you see the little cardboard logo? So when you go onto your Google Play Store or iOS, you want to be looking for those ones, and then you put them in there. So should we do it on the show? So should we have a look? Right, let's go on the Google Play Store, and let's have a look. Let's go on. Where's games? Oh, yeah, we're in it. What should we look for, people? What should we look for? Should we look for... what should we look for? What? So let's do VR, cardboard, games. So VR, cardboard, games. Let's have a look at that. And let's see what we get. So... virtual reality, VR Thrills Roller Coaster 360. Let's do that one. Install. There we go. So let's give that a whirl, and we'll kind of see what the experience is, because you have to imagine that the sound's going to be coming out through the actual phone and not and not the VR headset. So we have to try and remember that. So it's just currently installing at the minute, and it's, I mean, I know that they want to focus on, they want to focus on the sort of educational side of it, which is great. But I think if you're just, you know, you've got smaller kids and you want to have a bit of fun with it, then why not? Absolutely, why not use it? Why not? So here we go. We've got my app. Oh, it's updating the rides. So this is going to be quite interesting. Oh, let's do all this agreeing stuff. Right, let's have a look and let's do Steel Runner. What's that? Oh, it's got ads. Oh, right, okay, so let's do VR. So as you can see, so you've got your view. That's what will be seen through the lens. But then we'll dock that in here. Oh. So it's quite a... Oh, God, that's a bit rough. I might have to take it out of the case, I think. Let's take it out of the case. I hope I'm doing this right. And then put it in there. Oh my God. Am I doing this right? I think so. See, there's the first issue. Oh, there we go. Right. Oh no. See, this is why you do stuff live, because you see the issues that these kind of cause. So I don't know if you managed to see it there, that I was trying to put my phone in, but I've nudged my calendar at the same time. So let's put that in there. So you've got to try and push that all the way in. Oh, and you can probably hear that it's not clicking in. Right, so it seems to be right. It seems to be in now. So let's give that a try and see if it's actually. Oh my God! Right, okay. So you've got these two little wheels on the side here, which will control your lensing. But I imagine to get a better experience of this, you would need to put your headphones or earphones in. But for a little device that's just £30, it does the job. It absolutely does do the job. Let's pop that back open. But we're going to do a full review on this one. There's going to be one of our normal videos, so it's going to be a full review. I can't even get my phone out now. How about that? There's your first issue about it. Is that I hope I've not jammed it in there, but we'll come back to that in a bit. We'll come back to that later. So you've got that to look forward to in the show as well coming up. So before we do go, let's jump back into the comments and see what you guys are up to. Let's have a little look. All saying congrats. Let's have a look. Sorry, I've realised I've not been in the comments for quite a while. So Victor, you liked the first one in the top 5 drones. Tal, look, number 2. Gary saying 1 and 5. Neo, good evening to you. Sorry, I must have missed you. Good evening to you. Hope you're well, Neo. Good to see you. Good to see you in the show. You don't. Do you support a football team from the UK? Tal, I know he's not on the stream now, but I'm a Man United fan. Manchester United, because that's where I live. I live in Manchester, so I'm a red through and through. So Tal's saying number 3. And then of course congratulations to Jennifer, our winner. Well done to you. Well done. And being a nurse as well. Massive respect. Let's see. And then it was the Oculus. Well done, Victor. It was the Oculus that it reminds me of. But of course, there's going to be a big full review on that as well. And of course, if you're watching this back on the replay, and if you do want to get involved in the show, of course, there is a couple of ways that you can do it. The main one that you can do is head over to the website, MMBTechTv.co.uk. Go and contact me when you click there. This is your main contact form, but underneath that, you want to get involved in the live show, you can put your name, your email address, the subject and the message in there, and that comes through to us and it can feature on the main show as well. So you can head over that way, or you can chat to us in our Discord as well. It's completely free. Download the Discord app on iOS and Android and come and join us in there, because we're going to try and build our community that we've got here. So if you're live with us now, come in the Discord. The link is in the description. Go and head in, and of course usually after the show I'm in there talking anyway. So come and jump in. Come and jump in. So before we go, wanted to say again a huge thank you to everyone that's been involved, and Gary, of course, thank you very much for being our moderator tonight. It's been nice to have you all in. It's been great to be back in the studio, in all honesty. So if you have got any questions, now is your time before we do head off, because we're going to be going in about a minute's time. So you've got 1 minute to get your questions in. If you have got any burning questions, get them in. But of course, like mentioned, there's going to be a few bits still coming up in the show. I'm hoping that restrictions do lift slightly. One of the main reasons why I don't film as often here is because this studio is 40 minutes away from my house, so it's quite a trek, and commuting and stuff. So we are looking at relocating. I know, especially when I've got really comfortable here as well. But we are looking at relocating to be a bit more nearer to my home, just a bit nearer. But we will see. So yeah, so there's that coming up as well. But then of course, with us being in lockdown still, there's not a right lot I can do with regards to the travelling. I've got to try and keep it as minimal as possible. But there you go, there you go. But thank you very much to each and every one of you for joining us tonight. It's been great to have even 1 or 2 new people come on board as well. It's good to see you coming in. And it's always great to have all our regulars in there as well. It does feel weird when the weekends when I don't do a live stream, I do think, oh, where are my regulars? And I'm talking to them on there. If you don't want to go onto the Discord, I'm sure you have an Instagram account. Head over to our Instagram, just look for MMBTechTv. You can talk to us on there. I'm quite chatty. If you send us a message, I'll send you a message back. I'm quite chatty on there. Or if you've got any recommendations of products that you want to see, you can contact us through there as well. So Victor, I've just seen a little thing popping up in the corner there. You snuck in. I was just about to wrap up the show then as well. You bought the Echo Dot and the Fire Stick, and then the best purchase. Yes, Victor, because I remember you saying that it was your birthday, wasn't it? I think you were saying in the Victor's in our Discord, and you were saying there it was your birthday, didn't know what to get. They are brilliant. They're brilliant products. They are absolutely brilliant products, and a happy birthday as well. Having an assistant is so cool. Yeah, did I tell you I'm having an assistant? Did I tell you that? Oh, having an assistant. Oh, right, sorry. I thought I told you something about my personal life then for a second, which I'm not going to go into too much detail about. But yeah, so thank you very much to everyone for jumping in. We are wrapping this one up for tonight. It's a little bit, we've gone a bit longer than I thought we were going to do. We've gone on for over an hour. Normally, if anyone's watching who's doesn't see us normally, our live streams are only half an hour, 45 minutes normally. It's just like a brief catch up. But yeah, we're going over an hour tonight, so thank you very much. Absolutely love it. If you did as well, don't forget to hit the like button and share it as well. Get the word out, so of course the more people we have in, the better. But thank you very much to you. Thanks to Jennifer, our winner tonight as well. A huge well done to you. A huge well done. But from me, thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. Look after yourself wherever you are. Things are going to get better, and I'll see you soon. Take care. It's bye-bye for now. See ya.